Well, hello, folks. Glad you could be with me today. What I'm going to attempt to do today here is to make some oyster casserole. Now, if you hear a little talking in the background, that's my brother-in-law watching television in the living room, and they'll pick a little bit of that up. But most people are afraid to tackle an oyster casserole. Why, I don't know. It's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting the butter, ingredients. And 2 of them are salt and pepper. And so with that, I'm going to get me some gloves on, turn my oven on, and we'll get right to this. I hope my sound is working. This is a completely new sound system I got, and I hope it's working. We got the oven on now. Time we get it mixed up, it should be ready. Now, for those of you that wanted to watch me yesterday on 5 o'clock, I wasn't on. I just come to the conclusion today of what caused me to feel bad, and I went and took a flu and a pneumonia shot, last Saturday, and by Wednesday and Thursday, it hit me pretty hard on the way I was feeling it. Well, I didn't have a cold or anything, but it just made me feel bad, so I just didn't feel like talking. But anyhow, we're going to do it today, and I said 5, I think it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, counting crackers, it's 6. But there's nothing hard about this. You don't have to even use a spoon or anything. The only thing I used is when I go put my little dabs of butter on top of it. I went to Kroger's the other day. They didn't have Hilton brand oysters, and they was out of what they normally carry, which is Bumblebee, and ain't worth 2 cents. And I went, they was for 1/2 pint. That's a little thing this big. It was almost almost $11. I bought these 2 at Walmart, Hilton brand, which to me is the best, and got them for I think it was $5.95 or $6 a piece. But I got 2 of them because it takes 2 to make a good oyster casserole. How you do these oysters, you can crush them up if you want, or crackers, you can crush them up if you want to. I just put them in there, leave them whole, and on the first layer, I just make sure the bottom's covered good. I don't crunch them up or anything, because they're going to all soak up in the milk anyhow. That's got the bottom covered good there. So let me get my gloves out here. I like to wear gloves on everything I cook, because you never know when you might pick up something that's got a little contamination to it, and I like to have my hands covered when I cook. Even though I've washed them, they're perfectly clean, but I like to have them covered. Open the oysters here. I'm hoping it is pretty good oyster, but you don't ever know. The first thing I'm going to do is pour all that juice right in on top of them crackers of the first can. And I'm going to continue to open it. Yeah, they look like they're nice little oysters. I'm going to take them. I'm just going to drop them in there. Nothing hard about this. There's no science in this at all. But very few people, when you consider percentage in the United States, want to cook oyster casserole. And they love oysters. But somewhere or another, they're afraid that they'll mess up and make somebody sick. The only way you can mess up on them oysters is if they're bad to start with and you use them and they're bad. But if they smell like oysters, they're not bad. And if you eat them raw, there's a part of them that you can, there's some sort of bacteria in them that you can make you sick, and pretty good for sick, really. And now after we get the first layer on there, we're going to take just a little bit of salt. Salt each oyster down good. And a little bit of pepper. No measurement, just whatever you want. We don't even measure milk. Now, from here on out, I'm going to crush my crackers so they'll fill in the little crevices and so forth. But usually you don't have to do that with the first layer. Now we're going to go with, I use probably a whole box of them crackers. But that's where all the flavors are after it cooks is in the crackers and the oysters when you get them. Now I'm just going to crush these up. As long as it takes to do this, of course I could do it a lot quicker if I wasn't talking, but about 10 minutes at the most, but I'm taking my time talking. Now I put in another layer of crackers, that's 2 layers of crackers now, and I'm going to open up another can of oysters. Now you can use a little bit bigger dish, but there's no need in it, according to how many. I'm just fixing this for 2 of us. As far as I know, ain't nobody else in the family that likes oysters, except me and Larry. Me and Larry, we like anything. Pour the juice in there. Now all this juice mix up with milk and everything. And we're only going to have 2 layers of oysters. And those nice oysters, good size. But there's only enough room for 2 cans of them. Put that little rascal right in the center. Now, I'm going to take some more salt. Salt it down good. If you ever eat the oysters on the salt, on the shell, you know it takes a lot of salt for oyster to taste good. But we used to take them, put tie a string around them, and swallow them, and then bring them back up with a string and see how many times we could do that before the string broke in two or cut through the washer. And I won several dollars. We put $5 in the kitty, each one of us. They'd be 4, 5, 6, maybe 10. 10 of us were doing it at that time, maybe more than that. And whoever won got all the money. But I kind of think they quit doing that because there's so many people do the same oyster so much. I guess they cause it to get a little bad going down and get in the stomach acid and bring it back up. But you bring them right back up. Now, in this particular dish tonight, it looks like 3 packs of crackers is all we're going to have to use. So that makes a difference on how much milk you have to use. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to get me a knife. And I'm going to take and cut little squares of butter. And I'll place each one of them strategically. This is the only thing that you have to kind of place. And you use about the same amount of butter on every dish this size. You use a bigger dish, you use a little more butter. About a half a stick, and that will incorporate itself right on in there, and you won't have a bit of problem with it. Now we cover our butter back up. Now what we're going to do is take some more salt, put right in on top of that. You put more salt or less if you like it. And we're going to put a pepper. We're going to put plenty of pepper on top of that. But we want that to wash down through the rest of it. But when we get servings of it out, we want a little bit of that pepper to come out with every serving. Now we'll take this milk. Now you can't say a certain measure of milk because it always, whatever it takes to bring it to the top of the dish, crackers. Pour a little bit and let it set. And because it's going to soak them crackers up. I'm going to turn my bowl around here now. We just about got enough in there. Okay. Now, we got our milk in there. But just a tad more milk. Okay. Now I'm going to get up here and put my, look at that, oven kicked off just the right time. I don't know what I'm doing. There it is. Couldn't see near the lid there. Okay, we're going to throw all the garbage away. Now, that's all there is to an oyster casserole. And there's nothing, like I say, there's nothing hard about it. Now what I always do is I take and I put it, I never have it to cook over, and I'll show you why in just a minute. The one thing I do to keep that from cooking over, and it will raise up some, is I take my another little pad of butter. Might take 2 of them, and I take this pad of butter and I go all the way around that upper ring of that bowl. Now, with that butter around that upper ring, it can come up to a boil and it can raise up and it'll cook. But it will not come over those sides. Now, I'm waiting someday it's going to try to make a ladder out of it and come up over. That's the reason I put it on this. But the main thing I really use for this, because this makes it easier to pick up and move. But I've never had one to come up and how I love to do that. When my Aunt Maisel took care of me years ago, she always had me in there teaching me how to cook. Said, you'll need it someday. And she was right. And she showed me that when I was probably 5, 6 years old. And I've done it ever since I can remember. And I've never had anything cook over. You do the same thing with baked beans. If you have a problem with your baked beans are cooking over. And butter won't hurt baked beans at all. But we're going to put this on the middle top shelf because it's down low. And we're going to let that start cooking. And I'm going to take and set the timer on my telephone because I can't take the stove with me. But okay, we're going to set that for 1 hour. Now, I say 1 hour, but what you want to do is it's going to cook, it's going to raise up, and when it gets the top of it good and brown, and I'm satisfied that it's done, I'll turn it out, turn the fire off, and if it's done, it'll sink in the middle, which it's supposed to do. And that's another sign that your oysters are done. But if it don't look the way I want it to on top, I'll add another 10 minutes to it, maybe 15, whatever we need. So that's the name of the story, and I'm going to cut this off now. And when it's done, I'll cut it back on and show you taking it out and showing you what it looks like. But I ain't going to let you taste it because I don't know how. I wonder how long it'll be before we have taste-o-vision and smell-o-vision. Probably get smell-o-vision first. Yeah. I believe we probably will. Because I can see good hot popcorn on a show now, and it seems like I can smell it. Well, folks, my timer just went off. It's time to check this. And hoping it's good golden brown on top, and it'll be done. Of course, it's got to set for about another 30 to 45 minutes before it'll be ready to eat, because it's got to set up. And you want to really do that, and that way when you do start cutting it, your oysters are good and done, and they set, and they'll keep longer in case you don't eat it all. But me and Larry usually eats it in a couple of seconds. So we'll go ahead and cut her off and take her out, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let me get another pot holder. Now see that golden brown on that crust? It's done. You see it raised up. It's starting to settle in the middle now, and that's what it's supposed to do, but it'll sink even more as it finishes. Now it'll cook another 15 minutes or 20 as it's cooled, but that's what we want. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it and let it cool down. That's what we want. So now that we got it out of the oven, just remember, there's nothing hard about it. You don't have to be afraid of it. And if you're not talking to them people how to do it, you can put it together in 15 minutes or less, as long as you got your oven preheated. And it's a delicious dish. It's one of my favorite dishes of all time. And I've made many of them, and I love them. And every month that's got an R in it, you can supposedly get oysters. But now this year we've had a time getting oysters. And I don't know if that's due to dock strikes or what, I don't know. But anyhow, it's a good dish, and it's not hard to fix at all, and you don't have to be afraid of it. And I try to fix when the oysters are good and get plentiful, especially around during the winter months. I like to fix it once a month anyhow. But Kroger's is outrageous on their oysters. They want for a size head there, they want around $10 or so for them. That's twice what they should be getting. And Walmart, for the best brand that you can get, Hilton, they only want $5, $6, which I can go along with that. But Kroger's trying to make up for the losses that they have for letting people carry stuff out of the store and not prosecuting. But anyhow, we'll let this cool off. It'll take about 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll set the timer for that. And when I come back, it'll be sunk way down the middle. It's already started sinking even more. Huh. I'm set for 45 minutes. To cool off. Ain't nothing better than that. If you got some stovetop dressing or any kind of dressing and cranberry sauce with it when you eat it, and a few mashed potatoes, oh, you got yourself a meal. Just those two things, or three things, and oysters. But we'll get back to it here in about an hour. I'm going to close this off. Appreciate y'all being with me. God bless you, and He will if you let Him. And we'll talk to you next time.